Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Will Hawkins, and today we're going to be talking about the quantitative reasoning portion of the DAT. Now there's a few tricks that you need to know, and that's going to help you out and maximize your time and your score. So the way the DAT is broken up, it gives you 40 questions with about 45 minutes to do it. So that gives you about 70 seconds or so, give or take, to solve each of these. Now if you make it to that 50, 60, 70 range in the seconds, that means you're taking too long with your questions. You need to speed it up. So let's get right into it. A question that they like to ask on the DAT will be something like this. An ice cream store owner has 6 different types of ice creams. So we'll put 6 types. He also has 3 different types of cones. So 3 cones. And 4 different types of toppings. 4 toppings. There are a few tricks that we can do to shorten it up. Now obviously, if you look at this part, you can say 6 types, maybe a chocolate, a strawberry, a vanilla. We can do a pecan, an orange, and let's do a pineapple ice cream. So that's 6. Now the cones, you can have a regular cone, a junior cone, and let's say you had a waffle cone. 4 different toppings. You can have cherries, you can have chocolate chips, you can have nuts, or you can have chocolate syrup. Now obviously it would take far too long for us to say this type of ice cream with this cone, with this topping, this type of ice cream with this cone, and that topping, and go on and on and on. These would take far too long. However, if we say 6 different types, 3 different types, 4 different types, and we multiply these, 6 times 3 times 4, we're going to be able to come up with 72. The quickest way to do that, if you say 3 times 4, you're going to get 12. And 6 times 12 is going to give you 72, as we learned in like 3rd grade. So of course this is going to be one of the fastest ways to utilize your time for the DAT math portion. They'll try to ask you questions that are going to trick you. Such questions will be like, there's a table with 8 people who want to sit at the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now they're going to tell you, with 8 people trying to sit at this table, how many combinations are there for someone to sit at the table? Now of course it would take far too long to look at it and say, person 1 can sit here, person 2 can sit here, person 3 can sit here, and then go on and on and on. This would take far too long. However, if you do 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, this is known as the 8 factorial. If you do this right here over 8, because there are 8 spots that someone can sit at, this will give you some huge number, which will be like, I don't know, let's see, that's somewhere in the ballpark of 40,000. So 40,000, and then you divide that by your 8, you're going to get somewhere around 5,000. So you can look at your answer choices, and it should be only one that's anywhere near 5,000. So this is obviously the fastest way to solve a type of problem like this. A very important thing to remember also, for the DAT, they want to test your basic knowledge of mathematics. That being said, they're going to test things on 15, 30, 45, and 60. What comes to mind? That's right, a clock. So if you think about a clock, it's going to have 60 seconds. So anytime you have anything that needs to be quartered, and you have numbers of 15, 45, and 30, just think of a clock. This is going to greatly reduce the amount of time and effort you have to put into some of your questions. So if they ask you, what is 60 divided by 15, you're going to automatically know that it's going to be 4. The same thing with 45 being divided by 15, you're going to know that it's 3. Another concept they're going to test you on is anything dealing with 25, 50, 75, 100. This is because it's based on a dollar. Anytime you see, let's write $1 right here. This is also 100. So anytime you see something, let's say 25 times 6. If you're doing 25 times 6, you can immediately think about 25 is also the amount of a quarter. So if you think of 25, there's 4 quarters in a dollar. So 4 quarters in a dollar makes $1. 2 quarters left over is 50 cents. So that's $1.50 or 150. You may think this isn't very important until you decide to divide something. So let's say 300 divided by 25. Immediately we know that there are 4 quarters and a dollar, which makes up 100. So 25 times 4 is going to make up 100. There are 8 quarters and $2. So 8 quarters and $2. We put a dollar sign right there, it'll be $2. But for this, we're just going to use hundreds. That being said, there are 12 quarters and $3. This makes it really easy for you to determine that this would be 12. Let's try a little bit bigger of a number. Let's try 575 and divide that by 25. You can immediately think of how many quarters are in $5. If there are 4 quarters in $1, then there must be 20 quarters in $5. Now 20 quarters in $5 is going to give us $5 with 75 cents left over. This is 3 more quarters. So you know it's 23. Another way to do the division part when working with 25s, my little brother is actually credited with teaching me this one. So check this out. When you have 300 divided by 25, all you have to do is multiply 300 times 4 and take off the zeros. So if you multiply this times 4 and take off the zeros, you get 1200, take off the zeros, and you get 12. The reason behind this is because 25, you multiply that by 4, you get 100. So that's solid. Then when working with 25, all you do is divide your 12 or your other number by 4 and then add 2 zeros. So 12 divided by 4 gives you 3, and add 2 zeros gives you your number 300. These are a few quick methods that you can use on your DAT, and it'll surely help you to raise that score. But there are more to come, so please subscribe to my channel, and thank you.